गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवांभिर्व्यजेम तं यदायुः। स्वस्ति नः शान्तिः। Here we are studying the second khanda of the first Mundaka. So far we have seen 6 mantras, and today we are going to see the 7th mantra. That mantra also we had seen from a distance in our last sitting. Plava hyete adridha yajna rupa ashtadashoktam avaram yeshu karma edachreyo yebhinandandi mudha jara mrityum te punarevapi yanti. Actually, we had seen this mantra last time. So it is said, ete plavaha adridhaha. Adridhaha, not so strong. That means weak. These boats are not so strong for what? To cross the ocean of samsara, to cross the ocean of ignorance. Yajna rupaha, which are of the form of yajnas. So here in the preceding part, yajnas were praised. And it was taught, you must do these yajnas. Fulfilling those yajnas are not that much easy affair. It's very difficult. And it was said, if we are not doing properly, it will destroy 7 generations. But at the same time, there is no other way than to perform. As long as we are identifying with our body, as long as we have that ego connected with this body, we must perform our duties And as per the injunctions of Veda, Nitya Karma, nobody can evade. So we have to do, we must do. At the same time, it is not easy. So diligently we have to perform these yagas and yajnas. And the fruits of the yajna that we will get in this life itself, and we will be taken to the highest worlds. It was explained in that mantra. So these yajnas will take us to the highest world, the world of Brahma, or we can say the world of Indra. But to cross the ocean of samsara, to cross the ocean of ignorance, these yajnas are not strong enough. Ashtadashoktam avaram yeshu karma, where there are participation of 18 persons, that is 16 ritiks, the master of the yajna, Yajamana, and the Yajamana Patni, wife. So 18 persons together will perform a yajna. So yajna is called Ashtadasham. And this is not the highest, it is Avaram, not Varam. Varam is the highest. So it being the case, those who are considering this as the highest, most auspicious, Edat Shreyaha ye abhinandandi, te muthaha, they are fools indeed. So fools are considering these yajnas as the highest. And what is the result they are getting? The result is Jaramrutyum te punarevapiyanti. They punaha eva, again and again, apiyanti, will get Jaramrutyum, old age and death. So this transmigratory cycle will go on, birth and death, and in between different phases of life, that will go on repeating. That means you won't be saved from the samsara, that is the cycle of transmigration. So what is the way out? How we can escape from this samsara? How we can get rid of the clutches of ignorance? This is the question. So it is decided in that area, yajnas are of no use. Yajnas have many uses, great results they will give, and the highest is the highest world. But above the world, yajnas are of no use. So what is the answer? Answer is the Upanishad, Vedanta, the real knowledge. Because absence of knowledge is the root cause of all miseries. So end of misery means knowledge. So to that part we will go. But in between, those who are immersed in the ocean of ignorance, Shruti is speaking of them. See, avidyayamantare vartamana swayam dhira pandidam manyamana janaha andhenaiva niyamana yathandha. There are two pathas, two. So here we are speaking about avidya, and that avidya got our network also. Avidyayam antare vartamanaha swayam dhiraha pandidam manyamanaha janghanyamanaha pariyanti muthaha andhena iva niyamanaha anthaha iva yatha. That is the mantra. Avidyayam antare vartamanaha. Avidyayam. The meaning is within ignorance or in the ignorance. Antare. Antare means inside. Inside. Vartamanaha. Those who are staying or those who are living. Swayam dhiraha pandidam manyamanaha. Those who are considering themselves as scholars, and dhiraha, of controlled mind. So they are considering themselves as men of controlled mind and considering themselves as scholars. They are janghanyamana. The meaning of janghanyamana is hitting in between. When two or more people come together and are forcefully hitting face to face, then they are called janghanyamana. Pariyanti. Pariyanti, the meaning of pariyanti is, yanti is traveling or going. Here pariyanti means they will move aimlessly, or they will come again and again. In two senses we can take. The first is they will move aimlessly. The second is they will come again and again. Pariyanti. Mutha, fools.
Like what? Andhena iva niyamanaha anthaha yatha. Yatha, like anthaha, blind men, niyamanaha, being led by andhena, by blind man. So one blind man is leading many blind men. What will happen? He is not seeing. He himself is a blind man. Yes, if he is well trained, then there is no problem. He will lead many blind men, or he can lead. Nowadays, we are seeing that in the world. So many blind men, they will walk perfectly without hitting any object. They will walk perfectly. But here, it is untrained. So when an untrained blind man leads many blind men, what will happen? They will hit some surface, or they will fall into some pits or some blind well. So disaster will happen. So in the same way, these ignorant people are moving in the world as if they are blind men being led by blind man. See, this mantra is being repeated in many Upanishads. That shows the importance of this mantra. So it is avidyayam antare vartamana. It is sufficient to say avidyayam vartamana. Avidyayam vartamana. Avidyaya means in the ignorance or in ignorance. Vartamana are living. So those who are living in ignorance, those who are within the ignorance. And again it is said antare, inside. So that shows they are immersed in the deep ignorance. To show that, even after using the Saptami, avidyayam, antare is used. So those who are immersed in the deep ignorance, so they themselves are living in the ignorance. They are ignorant fellows. Not only are they ignorant, but they are in the deepest corners of ignorance. But they are considering themselves as Pandidam Manyamana. We are scholars indeed. Manyamana. Why and how? Because they are experts in different branches of knowledge. They are experts in the Karma Kanda, how to perform a yaga. All this they know well. And there are many branches of knowledge. Aparavidya, which we have seen earlier. And all those branches of Aparavidya are concerned with things of the world which have a beginning and an end. See, I am an expert in Ayurveda. Ayurveda deals with the Ayus, that is the lifespan. And great indeed is the knowledge which we call Ayurveda. There is no doubt in that. But whatever we do, it won't help us to cross the ocean of ignorance. Or it will not take us to the immortal. So it is connected with the mortal world. If I am an expert in Vyakarana or Jyotisha or Vastu, whatever be the field of knowledge, or if I am an expert in economics or commerce, so all these are branches of Apara Vidya. So all these are connected with, all this knowledge are connected with or concerned with the world, mortal world. So it won't help me to cross the that field of mortality. It won't take me to the immortality. So practically I am within the clutches of ignorance. I may be a scholar in some fields, but I am within deep corners of the ignorance. So avidyayam antare vartamanaha swayam dhiraha pandidam manyamana. Dhiraha, courageous people. We are courageous. Or dhiraha means those with controlled mind. So I have controlled my mind. My mind is under my control. And I am a scholar, Pandita Manyamana. So I am considering myself. When I am immersed in the deepest corners of ignorance. But still I am considering myself as a scholar. So practically I am a fool. What should be known through knowledge that I am not knowing. And I am considering myself as a scholar. Then I am a fool. So it is said muthaha. And as an effect of that, I will have to come again and again in this world of samsara. Birth and death will continue. No way to escape. As long as I am in this ignorance, I am in the world. I may be a scholar in many, many fields, but I am in the ignorance. As I do not know what should be known. Janghanyamana, hitting with each other. In this samsara, many, many transactions are there. Love is there, hatred is there. Many, many dualities are ruling. Dharma and adharma. From one angle, we will term something as dharmic. From another angle, adharmic. So the place of dharma and adharma, good and bad, virtue and evil, many dualities are ruling the world. So catching our own side, holding to our own beliefs, we are living. And practically all these transactions are making these mutual hittings. Jankanyamana. With these dualities, dharma and adharma, good and bad, pain and pleasure. So with all these dualities, we are jankanyamana. And therefore, pariyanti are coming again and again. All are moving aimlessly. Without any aim, we are moving in this world. Pariyanti. Mutha. So we have to connect this mantra with the earlier mantra. Jara mrityum punarevapiyanti. Again and again they will get birth and death. So that getting birth and death or entering into the transmigratory cycle again and again is said here as pariyanti. Muthaha, fools. Like blind men being led by blind men. Our concerns and considerations are connected with this world, objects of the world. And we are trying to excel in many fields, and all these fields are connected with the world. It won't take us to immortality. Still we are in the hold of death. And we are considering ourselves as scholars. Really, it is a nonsense. So to make us introspect, to make us think more and more, this mantra is being repeated in many Upanishads. This mantra will take us to the next stage. Because naturally that question will come with it. What's the way out? If yajnas are not, if different branches of knowledge are not, what is the way? How can I escape from the field of avidya? What is the way out of this avidya? This question will come. And if this question is there really within, we will try to get answer. That will take us to Shastras, Gurus. So if this realization comes, then naturally we will go forward in quest of knowledge or in quest of immortality. So we can see this mantra in many Upanishads. So let us see that mantra once more. Avidyaya mantare vartamana swayam dhira pandidam manyamana janghanyamana pariyanti mudha andhenaiva niyamana yathantha. Against the same idea is conveyed through the next mantra also. See, avidyayam bahudha vartamana vayam kritartha ityabhimanyanti bala yat karmino na pravedayanti ragad tenatura kshina lokaschyavante. Avidyayam bahudha vartamana vayam kritartha ityabhimanyanti bala yat karmino na pravedayanti ragat tenadura kshina lokaschyavante. Avidyayam bahudha vartamana vayam kritartha iti abhimanyanti balaha yat karminaha na pravedayanti ragad tena aturaha kshina Chyavante. Avidyayam. Avidyayam means in the avidya, that is in the ignorance. In the ignorance. Bahudha. Bahudha means in many forms. In many forms. Vartamana, living. Living. So those who are living within the avidya or inside the ignorance. Within the ignorance. How? In many, many forms. Bahudha. In many ways. And what they are considering themselves? Vayam. Vayam means we people. Kritarthaha. Kritarthaha, men of fulfillment. Kritarthaha, men of fulfillment. Iti, in this way, abhimanyandi, considering balaha, children. The verbal meaning of balaha is children. But what is indicated is without discrimination. Having no discrimination. That is the meaning. In our Shastras, the term bala is used to show those who are having no discrimination. Yat, that karminaha, those who are within the realm of karma, those who are performing karma. Na pravedayanti, are not knowing. Are not knowing. Pravedayanti. Ragad, because of attachment. Ragad, because of attachment. Tena, thereby. Aturaha. Aturaha. The meaning of Aturaha is sick people, but here we have to take as slaves. Aturaha, slaves. Kshina lokaha, lost all the words. Kshina lokaha. Chyavante. Chyavante, are being destroyed. Are being destroyed. See the meaning altogether? So those who are living inside the avidya, avidyayam vartamanaha, how they are bahudha in many, many ways. Some are experts in one branch of knowledge. Some others are experts in another branch of knowledge. But as long as we are not realizing the absolute existence, from the standpoint of the Upanishad, we are ignorant. We may be great scholars in many other branches. But as long as we are not realizing the immortality, we are ignorant indeed. So avidyayam bahudha vartamana. Vayam kritarthaha ityabhimanyandi balaha. Vayam kritarthaha. I am fulfilled. I had a government job and worked for so many years. Now I am retired with all benefits. I have a good house and husband with me or wife with me. So I am fulfilled. So in many ways, in another way, somebody else may be thinking, I have renounced the world. I am living in a cave and I'm studying Upanishads, meditating this much hours daily, getting up early in the morning, doing all Sandhya Vandanas and all. So I am fulfilled. Both are in the same field of avidya. Bahudha. Kritarthaha ityabhimanyanti. We are men of fulfillment. So they are considering how sitting within ignorance, they are under the clutches of ignorance. But they are considering themselves as kritarthaha. Why? Because of ignorance. Balaha, having no discrimination. As they do not have discrimination, they are considering themselves as pandidam manyamanaha. abhimanyante. All these are indicating the same meaning. So what is happening to them? The answer is yad karminaha na pravedayanti ragat. Because of attachment towards many objects and words, I want this, I want that, attachment with many objects, or I want to reach heaven, I want to reach Indraloka, or I want to reach the Brahmaloka, attachment with many words. And because of this attachment, we will go behind many karmas, doing this and that. This karma we will be doing, that karma we will be doing, in search of many words or many benefits. And therefore, na pravedayanti yad, na pravedayanti, not knowing that what is above the realm of karma. Na karmana na prajaya dhane. That is not realized through karma, through wealth, through progeny. What is that? Nastya krita kritena. That which is above karma cannot be reached through karma. Nahyad dhruvaihi prapyadehi dhruvam tat. That immortal cannot be reached through mortal karmas. So what is indicated there? That they are not knowing. Why? Because they are having attachment with many objects of the world. Ragad karminaha na pravedayanti tena, and therefore, or thereby, aturaha, they are slaves of karma, slaves of many words. Aturaha. Kshinalokaha. They are losing, so lost world. What is the loka here? The highest realization. The highest realization is the loka here. And to that they won't reach. Why? Because they are slaves, aturaha, chyavante. They will fall down from the highest. Why? Because they do not know, or they are not knowing what should be known. Why it is happening? Raga, because of attachment. Attachment with many objects of the world. Why it is happening? Again, it is at balaha. They do not have discrimination. And therefore, they are considering themselves as men of fulfillment and scholars. And really, they are living within the deep corners of avidya. Avidyayam bahutha vartamana. So these two mantras, 8th mantra and 9th mantra, we have to learn together. Avidyayam tare vartamana swayam dhira pandidam manyamana janghanyamana pariyanti mudha Andhenaiva niyamana yathandha avidyayam bahudha vartamana vayam kritartha ityabhimanyanti bala yat karmeno na pravedayanti ragad tenatura kshina lokaschyavante. Oh, next mantra we can take in our next session. So if you want to ask anything, you can ask.
Namaste, Swamiji.
So in between, how long the network was not working, I do not know.
Initially, it was the first 10-15 minutes, and there was a disconnection from Swamiji's side. Then after that, it was fine.
Yeah.
First question is from Dr. Kamalaji.
Namaste, Swamiji. Pranam.
No.
Swamiji, is the same idea in the third mantra of Ishavasya Upanishad. Asurya Namade Loga Andhena Tamasavrata. Is it the same idea which has come in this mantra?
Yeah.
Can we take it that way?
Yes, we can connect that mantra with this. Asurya Nama Andhena Tamasavrata Tamste Pretyabhigachanti Eke Chatmahano Jana. So says the Ishavasya Upanishad in the third month. Asurya. That is the version according to Shankara Bhashya, Asurya. Because there is one other version that is Asur. Asuryaha. That connected with the Asuras. That connected with Asuras. Of the demonic qualities. Te lokaha, those words. There are many words. We need not go here and there in search of such words. We need not travel far away in search of such words. We are living in such words. We are within such words. See? One journalist, Siddiqui, was brutally killed. I don't like that word brutally because brutes won't do that. But it is a usage. So we are also repeating. And another actor whose films and dramas made thousands of, such a comedian, he was brutally killed. So that is their affair. It is the acts of terrorists that we can understand. But the so-called humanitarian activist, the so-called cultural activist, they are silent. They are silent. At least film actors. They are silent. I am seeing the asuric nature more in, not in those terrorists, but more in these people who are keeping silent. Asurya Namaka. Lokaha, words which are of asuras. What's the nature of such lokas, words? Andhena tamasavrutāha, covered with ignorance, the darkness of ignorance. Andhena tamasa avrutaha. Avrutaha, covered, fully covered with ignorance. Such worlds, tan, te pretya abhigachanti, they will reach after their death. They will reach such worlds after their death. Who? Ekecha atmahanojanaha, those people who themselves. Those people who are killing themselves. Who are these people who are killing themselves? Those who are committing suicide? Atmahanojanaha? Yes. Who are these? Atmahanojanaha. It is not normal suicide. See, I am saying and I am feeling I am here. I do not have any doubt in that. I am. Everybody have that knowledge. I am. So I am existing. I am existing, irrespective of the words. In the waking, in the dream, and in the deep sleep, I am existing. When I was a small child, a baby, a youth, and an elderly man, I am living, I am existing. I do not have any doubt regarding my existence. But still, identifying with the body, identifying the things of the world, I am considering this is I am. No, I know this is not. This is my body. I am not the body. Even a child knows that. But still with the ignorance, I am considering myself as this body. So considering something else as myself, I am killing myself. I am killing myself. Because I am here, the existence, the absolute. And I am not considering that. And I am identifying myself with objects, which I am objectifying. This is real killing. So Bhagavan Bhashyakara writes, Vidyamanasi Atmanaha Tirascharanadu. Because they are negating themselves and thereby are killing themselves. And that is the greatest sin in the world, and therefore they will get the darkest world. So that mantra can be connected with this mantra. Both are pointing the same thing. That is ignorance, and how we are within this ignorance, and how we are considering ourselves. We are identifying with many things of the world, not knowing ourselves. Of course, we can connect that mantra with this. Namaste.
Next question is Sri Arun Babuji.
Namaste ji, Swamiji. My question is that in our scriptures, whenever the adharma comes, when the asuric pravarti comes, Krishna kills that asura in the Bhagavatam. In other scriptures it says also that asura is getting liberated, but at the same time a person who is in the path of spiritual journey, he takes a long journey. So my doubt is it that the entire Asurika Pravrti, when it is killed, automatically he gets liberated, or why that person is giving a higher priority? That's
right. So it's a good question. We have to understand that in Bhakti Shastras, we are coming across such instances. And when such persons of demonic character are killed by incarnations like Krishna or Rama, it is said they are liberated. It doesn't mean they are liberated from the transmigratory cycle. It never means they are liberated from the samsara. Then what is the meaning? See, they had an earlier life and they committed some sins or mistakes, and because of that sin, they got a lower birth, asuric birth, and from that they are getting liberated. And they are going back to the highest state. That higher state is not mukta state. It is their earlier birth. For example, in the earlier birth, Viradha was a Vidyadhara. Vidyadhara is a Devata. So as he got some curse, why he got cursed? Because of his own sins. So he got the Rakshasa Yoni and he became Rakshasa, Viradha, and he was touched by or killed by Sri Rama and Lakshmana. It is said he was liberated. That means he got the Vidyadhara body and again he became a Vidyadhara. In the same way, when Putana was killed by Sri Krishna, she got liberation. That never means she was above the samsara or she was liberated from the samsara. No. from that asuric manifestation, she got escape and she got the earlier birth or life again. That is the way. It never means they are getting liberated from ignorance. No. Namaste.
Next question, Dr. Hemaji.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Namaste.
This is regarding 8th and 9th mantra. Swamiji explained. Just now the Guru Purnima was over. So here in the 8th and 9th thing, they're telling Bala and Mudha. And that is because of lack Guru on both their study that and their life fulfilled.
It is not.
At the Guru and Guru Parampara, maybe.
I'm not at all hearing properly.
In the 8th and 9th mantra, Bala and Mudha are told for these ignorant people. That is because they didn't have a Guru, they didn't come from Guru Parampara and acquired knowledge. That's why with the false knowledge, they made themselves to be fulfilled. They would have come from a Guru Parampara or from the Guru Padesha, if they would have got the knowledge, then this Bala and Mudha will not be there.
Yeah, it is true. It is true. When we are getting correct direction from a traditional guru, then we will not be no longer called as Bala or Mudha. Those who do not have such directions, without discrimination, they will consider themselves as scholars, Panditaha, Dhiraha. And actually they are living the life of a Mudha or Bala. Of course, that is correct. But still there is another meaning that we have seen. That is, we may be great scholars in different other fields, like Karmakanda or Vastu or Jyotisha or Vyakarana or whatever be that, Chandas. We may be great experts in those fields, of course, scholars. But still we are within the span or within the realm of mortal world. We are not crossing that. And so, we are scholars, we are known. But the question is, do you know what is to be known? The ultimate knowledge, which will take you to immortality. The answer is no. So you do not have the right discrimination. Even now, having all this knowledge regarding different branches of knowledge, you are within ignorance, and therefore you are called Mudha or Bala. So of course that the other aspect, what he told is correct. And add this aspect also. Namaste. Conclude.
Yeah, Namaste Swamiji, no more questions.
We can conclude.
Yeah.
Om Bhadram Bhishrunuyama Deva Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatra Sthirairangai Sustanobhir Vyasema Devahitam Yadayuhu Sustina Indra Vridhashrabah Sustina Pusha Vishwaveda Sustina Starksho Arishtanemi Sustina Brihaspati Dadhatu Om Shanti 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 Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om.
Namaste. Ending the meeting. See you all next week.